Welcome back to my channel. I'm Rosie, and today we're going to be talking about summer TBR. Now, I have a few books on my summer TBR. A lot of them are romance because this is mostly what I read in the summer. And then I have some literary fiction, some fantasy, and then I also have new releases that I'm excited about that I would want to chat about. So, this is going to be a very yappy video, so just sit down. It's gonna be a while, but it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna start with the books that I already own on my TBR, and I'm gonna go by genre, and then I'm gonna talk about the new releases that I'm really excited about. I'm gonna start with romances because that's the genre I have the most of. And I'm gonna start with these. I put like all in the same categories of romances, and it's these kind of romances, like these summer romance books. So we have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. That I'm excited about because I'm pretty sure it's set on Prince Edward Island, and it's like one of my favorite places in the world that I've ever been. I love Prince Edward Island. I am sold on Prince Edward Island. I wish I could live there. This is set in Prince Edward Island, so I'm just very excited. That's the whole reason why I bought this. I don't even know what the romance is about. It's best friend's younger brother. Sounds like fun. And then I have Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I've been trying to read every Ashley Poston book ever written because I really just love her romances. I think they're very sweet but still really meaningful, and they always make me feel a lot of things. So I'm very excited about this one. I think she writes songs, and then there's always a little magical realism thrown in there, and the magical realism in here is that there's a man somewhere who hears a melody. She also hears a melody. Anyways, they're like linked by this melody somehow. She's a songwriter, he's a musician. She can't write anymore. Then she hears the melody, which is from belonging to a musician who's named Johnny. He's arrogant, guarded, not at all like the sweet funny voice in Johnny's head, and he has a plan for breaking their inconvenient telepathic connection. Finish the song haunting them both. Okay, so they finish a song together. That sounds fun. That sounds like a hell of a good time. It's short, it's quick, it's Ashley Poston, it's magical realism, it's romance. I want to read that. And then we have my first ever Annabelle Monaghan book, which is summer romance. I've only heard great things about this, and obviously it says it in the title, summer romance. I'm not going to read that in the winter. Like, I'm going to read that in summer. And on the back, it says, benefits of a summer romance. It's always fun, always brief, and no one gets their heart broken. Right. I don't know what this is about either. I just know it's a summer romance. Like, I like to go a little bit blind into romances. It's a romance. Surprise me, you know? So, very excited about this. And then I also have Just Friends by Haley Pham. Haley Pham, the YouTuber. I've been following Haley Pham since forever, since she was doing dance competition vlogs. I've been following her since then. Obviously, I was gonna buy her book. Like, I'm gonna read that, and I'm very excited. It's written so big. It's so big. And I'm excited. For some reason, the characters on there, they look like them. They look like Haley and Ryan, and I think that's just very cute. They are childhood friends. I don't know what it's about, but it's childhood friends to lovers. What more could you want for a summer read? You know what I mean? So these are like the classic summer romance that I have on my TBR. Then I have a book that I've had on my freaking TBR for years, and it's Miss Newberry's List. It's about, I think I've said the premise of this book so many times, I'm kind of tired of it, but basically she's gonna get married to like a very wealthy man, but she has a list of things she wants to do before she gets married, and so she just sets alone doing them before she gets married. But she meets a man, and they kind of do her list together, and I think she falls in love with that man. But then she's like torn between marrying the rich man or marrying this guy that she kind of liked. That's basically the gist of it, and it sounded fun. It sounded like there's a list of things to do. Like, it just feels like fun. Oh my god, he's a boxer. Anyways, it sounds fun. I've had this on my TBR for like 3 years now. It needs to go. I need to read this. Then I want to complete a series this summer, and it's the Windy City series. I'm reading Rewind It Back. to finish, to close off the series, I absolutely loved Play Along. Play Along is the best book in the series. Right after that, it's caught up. But Play Along, no, I ate that book up. Oh, it was so good. So I am excited, but I've heard that because you know Rio, he's like this giggly, fun time kind of guy. But he's like obviously pining for a girlfriend. Like everybody around him gets a girlfriend and get married, and he's like, when is it gonna be my turn? And I think this is gonna be his turn. And I also think it's like a second chance, or maybe childhood friends. No, it's a second chance. It's a second chance romance, but I've heard that Rio is different in here, that he's not this funny, silly, goofy guy. And I'm just like, anyways. So I am curious to see how this unfolds. I'm curious also to see if I think Rio feels the same in this book. And also, I'm excited to read Monty's book after I read this one because it came out this year in March, I think. So I'm gonna read that for sure. Then I'm also trying to read every single Ali Hazelwood book because I'm obsessed with her romances. I just eat them up. I don't think there's ever been an Ali Hazelwood book that I've completely not enjoyed. I'm looking at them right now. I've enjoyed all of them, and I'm hoping this one's gonna be no different, but it's the one that I'm most scared of not liking. So that's why I've had it on my TBR for like maybe a year, maybe 2 years even. I don't know. Maybe a year. I don't know. But it's about swimmers. And I think there's like a character in here that everybody thinks is very annoying, and I think it's the guy's ex-girlfriend or something. But yeah, it's about swimmers. It's kind of spicy. I want to read it. I feel like summer is a great time to read deep end. So, do I know what it's about now? This is going to be a reoccurring theme throughout this video, me not knowing what the plot of the books are. I'm just a girl who loves books. And sometimes I don't read the back. I just love the author, so I buy the new book. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Moving on, we also have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, which is, I think, is from another series. Like, there was the Part of Your World interconnected series, and I think this one is a different one. I'm not sure. But it came out last year, and I also bought it and did not read it. So I would love to read it this year, but I don't know what it's about. Yet again, I don't know what it's about. There might be no such things as a perfect guy, but Xavier Rush comes disastrously close. A gorgeous veterinarian I can't read, giving Greek god vibes. Okay. All while cuddling a tiny kitten. Immediately, yes, this is until Xavier opened his mouth and proves that even sculpted gods can say the absolute wrong thing. Of course, there's nothing Samantha loves more than proving an asshole wrong. Ooh, he's an asshole. Unless, of course, he can admit he made a mistake. But after one incredible and seemingly endless date, possibly the best in living history, Samantha is forced to admit the truth that her family is in a crisis and any kind of relationship would be impossible. Samantha begs Xavier to forget her, to remember they're not together as a perfect moment, as crushing as that may be. Only no amount of distance or time is nearly enough to forget that something between them. And the only thing better than one single perfect memory is to make a life and even a love worth remembering. That sounds really good. And perfect for summer. Like, this is giving summer night. And then the last two romances that I have are actually mangas. I want to read The Sign of Affection series by Sue Morishita. And I have the first two editions in French and like pocket sized, but I do eventually, if I like it, I might just get their English versions. But they were very cheap at my library and they were in a pack together, so I did buy them, and I'm gonna read them in French, and if I like them I might consider buying like the regular sized one. But yeah, I really would want to read that. I feel like I could read one of them in an afternoon. Like, it's a manga, it's so short, so these are nice quick read for like by the beach or something, like you just want a quick story manga. So these are all the romances I want to read in the summer. Then I have 3 literary fictions. First of all, My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I've been talking about this for God knows how long. Like since it came out, I've been saying I'm gonna read this and I just don't read it. So I'm gonna read it this summer. I obviously have to read it this summer. I am not bringing this book into fall unread. It's gonna get read. It's about a painting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure there's like really beautiful talk of like friendship. The world is full of miracles, but none greater than how far a young person can be carried by someone else's belief in them. How sweet is that? So I'm gonna read that for sure. And then I also have Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I've been hearing about this book like for so long now, and I want to make my own opinion about it. It is kind of weird because I don't really like it when the girl in the book is already married to someone else, but she's pining after like a long lost love. I don't like that. It gives me the ick. But I think there's like a mystery thrown in there, which that is interesting. But it says, a sweeping love story with the pace and twist of a thriller, Broken Country is a novel of simmering passion, impossible choices, and explosive consequences that toggles between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. Ah, damn. I read that so fast. But yeah, it sounds very interesting. It's pretty short. So I guess it is a romance. A romance with a thriller in it? I'm not really sure, but I want to read it and see what all the hype is about. And it's giving summer. It is. It's giving countryside, obviously. Broken Country. Anyways, I want to read that. I feel like I'm talking extremely fast. I need to calm down. But then I have Small Spaces. Now, I'm pretty sure this is maybe like a young teen book. I wanted to read it for like summerween time, you know what I mean? And it's obviously probably not that scary, but on the back it says it's kind of scary. I'm not really sure. It says it's a night that will come for the rest of you. It's with this ominous warning that 11-year-old Ollie and her two friends Coco and Brian set out on a chilling adventure in the woods with nightfall fast descending and the ever-watching eyes of scarecrows on their back. What had begun as an unremarkable school trip to a nearby farm soon becomes a frightening journey into the world behind the mist. In order to survive and not remain trapped there forever, Ollie and her friends need to be quick on their feet as they work to unravel a 100-year-old mystery, serve their classmates, and beat the villainous smiling man at his own game. Small Spaces is a deliciously creepy and hair-raising tale that readers won't soon forget. I want to read that for Summerween, like on a chilly, I don't know, June night. I don't know, like by the fire. Wouldn't that be fun? And it's so short. It's like written very big. It's like 216 pages. And it sounds fun. So these are all the literary fictions that I want to read. And then lastly, I have 3 fantasies. I would want to complete the second duet in the Crown of Nyaxia series, so the Shadowborn duet, with reading Slaying the Vampire Conqueror and The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. This is a novella. I think it's before actually the first book in this duology, but I read the first book without reading this because I didn't know. So I would want to read that and then read The Falling and the Kiss of Dusk, because the lion and the, I don't remember what the name is, but the first book in the third duology, the Bloodborne duology, is coming out in August, I'm pretty sure, and I would want to read it when it comes out. Do I ever do that? Very rarely, but I'm hoping I can. So I would like to complete the second duology. I greatly enjoyed the first book in this duology. It was so good. Gave it a 4.5. I really loved it. As much as the first duology, I'm really liking this series a lot. It's about vampires, and there's different clans, they're born in different like kingdoms, I guess. There's the Shadowborn, the Nightborn, the Bloodborn. In the first duology, we were following kind of deadly competition. In the second duology, it was more of a descent into hell to retrieve things in order to achieve a goal. I'm gonna say it like that because I don't want to spoil anything, but it was very interesting and I really loved the romance in there. So I'm very excited to read that one, but I'm gonna read the novella first. So I want to read that. And then also for like Summerween, I think I would want to read Enchantra. I read Phantasma in September last year. So I would want to continue this. I think it's a trilogy actually. This is the second one, and I think we're following the sister of the girl in the first book. So, and it's again some like kind of deadly trials or like competition or something to win something. So I'm very interested in reading that, and I think it's gonna be good for Halloween. So I would want to pick that up. And then actually I lied. There's another fantasy book that I would want to get to this summer, and it's The Fellowship of the Ring. Yes, I'm gonna enter my Lord of the Rings era. I already read The Hobbit in January. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I still have to watch the second movie. Are there three? I'm not actually sure. Did I watch the second movie? There's like a bunch of movies just for The Hobbit alone, and I'm like, okay. But I really want to watch the first three movies, the like original trilogy of movies, because they're absolutely beautiful movies. But I want to read the book first. So I really want to. Oh my god, it's the font in here is so small, but I really want to read this summer, so I'm gonna start it. I know it's a whole world, but I'm very excited about it, so I am gonna read that this summer, hopefully. So these are all of the books that I already own that I want to read this summer. Now let's move on to the new releases and also the books that I want to read that I don't own yet. There isn't much, but there is some. So first of all, in May, Elsie Silver comes out with a book which is called Fever Dream, and I'm pretty sure it's another one of her cowboy romances. But is he a farmer, or he owns some kind of farming land or whatever, but he's like having difficulty financially with this farm or whatever? I'm not really sure what I'm talking about, but I think he enters a reality TV to like find love, but there's like a price at the end, obviously. And so he enters this saying, fuck it, I just really need that money, I can do it, I can fake it. But then he meets someone who's not a contestant, and they fall in love, I'm pretty sure. But that's not working out for him because he needs money. So that's pretty much all I've heard about it, and I just really need another one of Elsie Silver country romance. Like, I just really love them, and they're perfect for summer. So I want to read that. And then we have The Someday Garden by Ashley Poston, which comes out June 16th, very soon. Obviously, like I said, I love Ashley Poston. There's always some kind of magical realism she puts into her romances that is just truly so enjoyable. And honestly, I'm not sure what this is about. Like, I have my computer here. I'm gonna read the premise of this because I have a feeling she's a gardener, but that's pretty much all I've heard. When Sophie Dreer plans her escape to coastal Maine for the summer, Maine, for a temporary job revitalizing the storied grounds at Littymore House, she doesn't expect to fall in love, but she does with the beguiling, I don't know how to say that word, Len, the fragrant flower, and the towering edge maze, with the quirky staff and the enigmatic woman who owns the place. And then the door appears, never in the same place twice. It leads her to a secret and unfinished garden with a frustrated thundercloud of a man trapped inside. That's so fun. This mysterious garden is not the only sign that the future of Littymore is unstable. The foliage resists Sophie's careful nurturing, vines threatens to strangle the edges, and the manor's owner has wild ideas about who will take over when she retires, including her inconveniently attractive nephew, who is also there just for the summer. Despite herself, Sophie has come to care for the residents of Littymore just as much as she cares for its grounds. With the help of the one man on the outside of the secret garden and one man on the inside, she might be the only person who can figure out exactly what Littymore needs to bloom once more. That's so fun! Like a garden romance. Are you kidding me? Like, I want to read that. I really want to read that. So there's this that I'm very excited about. And then there's also on June 30th a like Six of Crows novella that comes out. It's Six of Crows, A Darker Shore, Letters from Ketterdam. And I'm pretty sure it's like there's still like some crimes going on in Ketterdam, and then there's like two detectives who are trying to uncover like who's doing all of this, and they discover letters from two people who are Kaz and Inej, but they don't know it's Inej. It's because it's from like her. I'm not gonna say. I almost spoiled, but it's basically between Kaz and Inej. Okay, I'm so excited about that because Kaz and Inej, I love them so much. I loved the Six of Crow duology. It was so good. So I'm very excited about this kind of novella that she's coming out with June 30th. I'm very excited about this, and I will be buying it as soon as it comes out, and I will read it. And then lastly, there's one book that I don't own that I'm gonna buy, but it came out like years ago, and it's Crescent City. I have to read the Crescent City trilogy because, as most of you know, there's new books coming out in the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and apparently I need to read Crescent City to continue reading on the series, which I find very annoying. I find it very annoying, but apparently you need it to understand the lore or whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna read the Crescent City books, even though they are this big. I'm gonna read them, and I don't know when the first, I think it's October. I have until October to read these 3 gigantic books. So I'm gonna try my best, but I will try and read Crescent City this summer. But I don't know if I'll be able to do that, honestly. So I might have to push back my read of the new Akotar book. But anyway, so there is that I want to read this summer, and I think that is plenty to keep me busy this summer. Like, I obviously will not read all of these. Let's be serious. I read about 6 books a month. Summer is maybe, if we push it, 3 months. So it gives us like 18 books to work with. 18 books. And on my list right here, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there's 21 books in there. Some are shorter than others, but still, I probably won't read all of them, but I hope I can read most of them. So this is my summer TBR. It's filled with amazing reads that I'm very, very excited to get to. I would like to know what's on your summer TBR. If we have some books in common, please let me know down in the comments. I will be sure to read those. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I do hope to see you in the next one. But in the meantime, take care and happy reading. Bye!